Hey mama, if you're listening to this, you might be carrying a secret that feels too heavy to speak out loud. You look like you got it all together, you serve at church, maybe you even lead a Bible study. You smile when you drop off the kids, but no one sees the other side of you, the one that comes out behind closed doors. At home, you are a completely different person. You yell, you explode, you scream at your kids, sometimes in their face. You tell them to shut up. You grab them too harshly. You throw things across the room. You smack them in anger, twist their ears, spank them in rage, and immediately after, you are hit with a tidal wave of shame. You cry alone in your room and you whisper, "God, what is wrong with me?" You feel scared and disgusted by your own reactions. You're terrified that someone might find out. You wonder if your kids would be better off without you. You feel unworthy, broken, and too far gone to be redeemed. You try to fix this on your own. You listen to podcasts, parenting books, download freebies, but nothing changes. You keep falling back into the same patterns, and it feels like you are stuck in a cycle that you can't break. You don't trust yourself anymore, and if you're honest, you are afraid of who you become. But here's the truth, Mama. You are not beyond hope. You're not alone, and with God's help and the right support, you can change. I'm Elizabeth, a mom of 4 and an anger management coach for Christian moms. And inside my Calm Christian Mom coaching program, I guide women just like you through a powerful transformation. This isn't shallow behavior management. We go deep. We address your triggers, your stress, your mindset, your nervous system, and the spiritual root behind your patterns. We invite God into every layer and walk hand in hand towards healing. In just 12 weeks, you can become a completely different mom, unrecognizable. One who leads with patience, not panic. One whose children feel emotionally safe around her. One who cultivates peace. This summer, I'm offering a Calm Mama strategy session, a powerful 15-minute one-on-one coaching session designed to help you uncover the root of your anger and receive spiritual, emotional, and practical support. It's your chance to experience what coaching is like with me before diving deeper into ongoing support. If we both feel like the full program is the next right step, we can talk about what that looks like for you. You don't have to keep living like this. Your family is worth healing, and so are you. Use the link in the show notes to book the Calm Mama strategy session. Happy Wednesday, friend. I'm thankful that you are here and that you found this podcast. Motherhood can feel really, really hard, and some days are just so difficult. And in today's episode, I get to share with you a hard day I recently had in parenting, a day where it started rough and then I did it well throughout the day, and at the end, I ended up losing my cool. If you ever thought that, hey, Elizabeth teaches this work, she has it all together, she's always patient, she never loses her cool, she's a perfect mom, I'm not. I promise you. I am a few steps ahead of you in the sense that I have the tools, I have the skills, I have the practice. I am in a place where my anger is safe right now. Yes, I still feel frustrated and I still feel angry at times with my children, but it's not destructive. It's not damaging my relationship with my husband and my kids. In today's episode, I share with you a story that happened the other week with my daughter, and it was just one of those extremely hard parenting days. I shared this on my coaching call with my clients, so you might hear a little bit of background noise because my clients were on this call, and I was sharing with them the day, how it felt really, really hard, just so they would understand that I don't have it all together. I still have hard days with my kids. And you know what? Even though I teach this work, once in a while, I still reach my capacity levels. Why? Because I am human and I am a sinner and we all have limits. And how I am able to reflect on that without shaming myself. Before we get into the podcast episode of me sharing my story, I want you to listen to a few minutes of one of my clients who is in Calm Christian Mom Coaching Program currently, Valentina. She's a mom of 2 young girls, and she shares one of her wins. This is a win that she shared on the coaching call with other moms. And then I will jump into the episode of sharing my story of my hard day with my toddler.
My daughter woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She came into the room, she stumbled in. I didn't say anything. Usually I would immediately cut her off and say, just go back to bed, go back to bed. I just want her to go in her room. And I took a deep breath and I let her come around. It was cute to see this moment. Like, her hair is very curly. So all you see is this big frizz ball and her little undies coming over to me. And I couldn't help but laugh. And she's like, Mommy, there's a dinosaur in my room. And I let her talk. And, I said, I'm so sorry that happened. I said, and I tried something different this time. Instead of saying, let's go right back into the room, I said, do you want a sip of water? And she said, yeah, I want a sip of water. And I went and got her, and she held my hand and gave her a sip of water. And she's like, I want you to put me to bed. And I want you to rub my back. She's so talkative at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I said, okay. And I went and rubbed her back. Was very calm the whole time and didn't interrupt her or try to hurry out of the room like I normally do and just say, stop crying, go back to bed angrily and all the things. And I rubbed her back, and then she gave me a little smile afterwards. After I said, I'll see you in the morning, give her a kiss. And I watched her. They have the camera in the room, and she took a little bit to go back to bed. So I thought she was going to get up again, and she didn't. She just turned over, and I don't know what she did. She ended up falling back to sleep. But I was calm, and I'm very surprised that I was calm because I actually was having a really good night's sleep. I did not want to wake up. I did not want to get up. It was nice and cold, and I was just having a really good night's sleep. I just want to keep sleeping. And usually I would get so mad because now I have to try falling back to sleep again and just getting irritated. And I didn't. I just kind of accepted it for what it was. I was happy that she stayed in her bed. And then I ended up just falling asleep. So that's my win from this morning.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Because I know that when you first joined, that was one of the big triggers for you where you would react poorly. Do you think your daughter senses your calm and that allows her to remain more calm and
Yes.
transition easier?
Yeah, because she knows when I'm trying to, you could say, fight with her and argue with her, and when I'm just not happy. And then the more that I want to, in the moment, do what I want to do, which is to be mad, to be angry, to complain, why are you sleeping? There are many times I've asked her, why are you up right now? Why are you here? Why are you up? Go back to bed. There's nothing in your room. Just kind of like that. And then she'll start crying, but mommy this, mommy, all the things. And she picks up when I'm trying to rush out of the situation versus taking just, it took a shorter amount of time to do that versus the hour plus it would take to go back and forth with her. She won't stay in her bed because now she's all worked up because I'm worked up.
And you
So
get more frustrated the longer it takes.
yeah. And then I would get really angry. But if I just took the one time and just kind of literally bit my tongue and asked her if she wanted water and just put on a good attitude, she stood in the bed. She did not get up. She did not fight me. She didn't cry. She didn't beg me to stay in the room. It was if she sees that I'm okay, then it's almost permission for her to be okay, which is a very, very, very a 360 compared to what it was a few months ago. It would not have been that way at all.
You're doing such a great job, Valentina. You have come such a long way. I know you still sometimes will message me, Mom, oh, I got frustrated here and there. But compared to 2.5 months ago,
Yeah.
You are a completely different mom.
Yeah, it's crazy. My husband's starting to notice too.
Yeah.
He's very internal and doesn't say kind of like what's going on. I have to kind of ask him like, but he's like, "Oh, how's everything been going?" And I asked him, I said, do you see like any changes? Because you're here, you bear the burden of a lot of my feelings. And he was like, "Yeah, I see that you're definitely more patient with the kids and you like take the time to like literally get down on their level and kind of talk to them." So he's saying I'm more patient, which is good.
Because when she joined the program, he was on the call with her on the
Hmm.
consultation call.
Hmm.
And so he was there hearing me asking her all the questions, and he saw her break down and see how much it's affecting her. And I'm glad to hear that he is noticing positive changes. And now we are going to transition into me sharing about my hard parenting day with my toddler. I've been having a really hard week with parenting, really, really hard. And yesterday it was 9 p.m. and I'm not an emotional eater, not at all. I typically don't eat to just stuff my emotions, but last night I took out my crackers and some sheep cheese and jam, and I'm eating my crackers. And my husband calls me. He's like, "Hey," because he was driving from work. He had a networking event. He's like, "How was your day?" And I'm like, it was a really, really hard day in parenting. I was crying. I feel so worn out. And the reason is it's not even the boys that were yesterday, it was my toddler. I had one girl, one kid that just like completely wiped me emotionally. She doesn't want to go to bed earlier because the boys are not going to bed as early in the summertime. And so she will literally just be like, "No, I'm not going to bed." Like you put her down and she's getting up. You put her down and she's like screaming and yelling. So my husband for a while has been sitting with her in the room till she falls asleep. Well, it it's helpful in a way, but at the same time, it's not a really helpful routine because now she's like dependent on it. And so, anyways, it was 10 p.m. by the time he sat down with her and put her to sleep because he was playing Uno with the boys. And so the next morning, she woke up at 6. I was thinking, okay, well, she would go to sleep at 10. Maybe she'll sleep till at least 8, maybe 8:30 because she needs the sleep, right? Well, no, she woke up at 6 and I was in the middle of my morning routine and I was reading the Bible, and right away my mind is like, she's ruining my morning routine. She won't let me have my morning routine.
Yep.
And I sensed myself feeling triggered. So I walked her back to her room and I laid her down and said, "Nellie, it's still nighttime. I need you to go back to sleep." Because she did that the other day last week, and I was able to sit in the room with her and she fell asleep and I was able to get out. But I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just do my meditation. I got some headphones and I was listening to meditation. Well, she wasn't falling asleep. She decided to turn on the lights and look for a blue marble that she lost. And then she couldn't find the marble, and I'm trying to get her to go back to bed. She started to scream. She started to yell. Everybody else is still sleeping in the house. We're all on the same floor. And at first, I would say, like, "Nellie, be quiet. I need you to stay quiet. Everybody's sleeping." Well, she doesn't care. She's in the middle of a meltdown, right? She doesn't care in that moment that everybody's sleeping. And my husband, after we had our second son, who was colic, it's almost like a traumatic response. He cannot handle a screaming kid, a toddler, a baby. He will do whatever just to get him to be quiet. He'll give him a candy, he'll give him screens, anything to just get them to be quiet. And obviously, I don't want to do that to her because, especially screens and candy first thing in the morning. And on top of that, my husband's not a morning person. And so I knew that if she would wake him up, he'd just give her a screen. And then I'd have a conflict with him. And so I tried to like gently put my hand over her mouth. And I said, "Nellie, I need you to stay quiet. Everybody's sleeping. I can help you find the marble." And she was just starting to scream even worse. She actually got really upset that I put my hand over her mouth. And even though it was like gentle, it was almost like a reaction from her to not use her nose. She started to feel really upset. And I started to feel really, really frustrated. I feel super upset because she's getting really more escalated and loud. And even though my logical brain knows that, okay, her thinking brain is turned off, in the moment, it feels so frustrating. And so I started to notice myself like, put my hand a little bit more intense on her mouth. And then my body started to feel more intense. And I caught myself. I'm like, I actually want to physically hurt her right now. I actually want to literally just like shove her, throw her on her crib bed, and just be super intense. I paused and I'm like, okay, what can I do right now? I cannot have her keep screaming. I literally can't force her to stop. So I thought of the idea. I'm like, do you want to go on a walk? Surprisingly, she's like, yes. Okay, let's go on a walk. I guess it's 6 in the morning and we're going on a walk.
Yeah.
Thankfully, none of the kids, we went on a walk. And as we're going on a walk, my brain is like, she's ruining my morning routine. I was hoping she'd sleep till like 8:30 so I can even record a podcast episode while the boys are sleeping in, had my long morning routine, and everything is down the drain now, obviously. Technically, I could turn on cartoons for her. I really don't want to. I don't want her to be dependent on screens and have that first thing in the morning. And so I was feeling so frustrated. I was on the walk and my body just felt intense. And then she's like, my feet are tired. I want you to carry me. Okay, well, I will pick her up. And as I'm walking, I'm like, Jesus, please help me. This feels so hard. This is not the way that I wanted this morning to go or start the day. I was literally in the middle of reading the Bible, and like now everything just got messed up, everything. And because she won't sleep, and I can't force her to fall asleep. I can't force her to shut her mouth because she keeps on, yeah, I can close her mouth, but she keeps on screaming. I'm like, Lord, just help me shift my perspective. How can I change my perspective? And I'm like, well, maybe this is my chance to just bond with my daughter and go on a walk with her. This is one of my I am statements. One of my words is I am adaptive and positive in the circumstances I am given. This is my chance to connect with my daughter. This is not the way I envisioned my morning. And that feels frustrating. And what if I just embrace this is the way things are? Okay. Because I can't change it. I can't force her to go to sleep. I can't force her to stay quiet and in bed. She literally just keeps coming out. If I lock the door, she starts kicking it and screaming. And so I'm like, okay, well, what if I just like embrace it? And so I started to notice my body soften, my tone started to soften, and we ended up just picking flowers. I walked super slow to the end of the street and back. I usually go on walks by myself in the mornings and like pray over all my clients, but that morning was different. I had my toddler with me. And so we got home and she started to throw fits again because she did not get enough sleep, right?
Mhm.
She did not, she had what, 8 hours of sleep and she needs 12. And so the whole day she's reactive and melting down over anything that is not going her way, which feels so frustrating because I can negotiate and meet you halfway somewhere, but I'm not going to be giving in over every single thing. And then if I don't, I set the boundary and I stick with it. I'm dealing with a massive meltdown because she feels super tired, didn't get enough sleep. And during nap time, if I put her in her room, she just won't sleep. Like she's not going to go to sleep. I put her in her bed, she physically gets up. I cannot force her to fall asleep. I can set the environment, but I can't make her fall asleep. The only thing I could do possibly is go on a ride, but I had a different client call in the middle of the day, so I couldn't. And so she again stayed up through, the day. And then in the evening, I took off. My husband had, was working at the networking event. So I had the kids all in the evening and I dropped off the two of the boys at VBS, had to go run an errand, had my oldest son keep her awake in the car because I knew she'd want to fall asleep. And then we got home at like 7:45 and on the way back, I'm like, hey, Nellie, we will come home. We're going to brush your teeth. I'm going to wash you up. I'm going to get your milk and we're going to go to bed. Telling her like, okay, I'm telling you what's going to happen. So less likely there's resistance. And she's like, well, you told me when we were leaving the house, she wanted to do painting. And I said, when we come back, she's like,
Yeah.
you told me we're going to paint when we come back. I'm like, okay, you can paint for 5 minutes. She's like, no, a lot of minutes. I'm like, Nellie, you can paint for 5 minutes. She's like, no, a lot of minutes. And she starts screaming. And by that time, I was feeling really frustrated. When we were leaving the house earlier than that, she resisted for me to buckle her because we needed to leave. I did
Yeah.
end up forcing her in the car seat. I wasn't rough, but I had to pin her down and had my sons help me. And she's still in the where it's the full buckle that she can't get out. Otherwise, she would just unbuckle it and get out of the car. So we came home. I'm like, okay, you can paint after we do the night routine. And then We did prepped her for bed and she's like, I want to paint a lot of minutes. I'm like, I set a timer for 5 minutes on that visual timer. She flipped out. She's like, I want a lot of minutes. I'm like, okay, fine. Let her turn the knob. And when she's not looking, I will, turn it back. No, that girl is watching me the whole time. She's like, no, a lot of minutes. And so I eventually, when she wasn't looking, I turned it down and I'm like, Natalie, you have 1 minute left and it's going to beep. I put her down, get her into bed, got her the milk, and she keeps getting up. She wants her Marlboro. She wants to read a book. And I want her sleeping by 8:15 because I need to be at 8:30 to pick up the boys. And my oldest is 13 and he could stay home with her when she's like asleep. And she's resisting me. She's resisting. It's 8:15 and she's not even close to going to sleep. And I'm starting to feel really frustrated, like super frustrated, like feeling really mad. And I just said, Nellie, I feel so mad you're not listening to me. Get back into your bed right now. And she started crying. And I told my son, I need to leave the house because I need to pick up the other boys. Please stay in the room with her until she falls asleep. Well, she got so upset that I yelled at her. So she started screaming, even though I left the house. My son keeps calling me. He's like, she's screaming, she's yelling, she's throwing things. What do I do? I said, well, put everything, all her toys in the closet because we have a lock so she can't open and she can't like throw stuff then around. And she's like demanding an apple or something like that. And I'm like, well, just keep her safe pretty much until I'm home, which would be like half an hour. I came home. The girl took off her pajamas, took off her diaper because she was so mad. And like I put her down and she keeps getting out of bed. It's after 9 o'clock and I'm feeling so upset. And again, I like yelled at her that she needs to stay in bed. And like I was just so worn out by the end of the day, like so worn out. I didn't really get the breaks in the middle of the day. My morning routine got messed up. I can now reflect. My husband was gone all day. I can figure out like what contributed to that instead of falling into the shame spiral I would have in the past. And I didn't physically hurt her. I didn't call her names. I just raised my voice and I was feeling so frustrated and I yelled at her. And so why I wanted to share with you all this is because I want you to know that my life is not perfect. I'm not perfect with what I teach all the time. I am still human. I'm still a sinner. I still struggle. And I have hard days with my kids too. I do. I do. And I was just telling my husband, maybe God has given me this girl to stretch me to my limits, to help me understand how hard it is for some of my clients who have kids that are really strong-willed. Because if my kids were always obedient, if they were always easygoing, if they always cooperated with everything, I wouldn't understand how hard it is for some of you who have kids like that. And so I just wanted to share that with you. My win was that even though throughout the day I had all those meltdowns of her screaming, yelling, and maybe throwing things, all throughout the day, I did handle things really well. Yes, in the evening, I ended up losing my cool, raising my voice, but throughout the day, there were so many times where I could have lost my cool and I didn't. And I contributed it to a lot of the things that I teach you here in this course. Even though my morning routine got messed up, the fact that like I regularly do have like a structure that supports me and the mindset that supports me and like a spiritual relationship with God that supports me, it allowed me to extend it through the day, even though my morning routine did not go the way that I envisioned it to go. So that is my story. And I hope that you understand and feel seen that, okay, Elizabeth doesn't have it all together. She still has hard moments and I'm in it with you. I just want to say, like, I'm a few steps ahead, but I'm in it with you, dealing with little kids that have big feelings, that resist you, that don't always listen, that have hard moments themselves. And I have hard days myself. Hey, Mama, as you were listening to this podcast episode and my story about my hard day with my toddler, that once in a while does happen. Does it resonate with you? Do you feel like that is how every single day is with your kids? Do you feel at your wit's end and at the end of your capacity every single day? Do you end up screaming and yelling at your kids from the moment they wake up? Do you find yourself being harsh with your words and your actions, maybe even physically hurting your kids, and then filled with so much shame and remorse for the way that you just acted out? Do you feel like your anger just takes over you and you feel completely out of control? You know what you're doing is so damaging and it's so destructive, and you literally just cannot stop yourself. Do you find yourself apologizing to your kids over and over and over again, and then crying yourself to sleep because you feel like the worst mom in the world? You literally feel like a momster. You cannot believe you just treated your kids in such a terrible way earlier that day. Do you stay up super late at night replaying the episodes in your mind, what you just said to your kids and how you acted, afraid that when they grow up, they're not going to want to spend any time with you? They're not going to want to come home and be around you. My friend, this does not have to be the end of your story. God can transform your motherhood inside out. He can get you to a point where you are completely unrecognizable. If you tried all the things on your own and you just still feel super stuck, I want to invite you to book a Calm Mama strategy session this summer. This summer, I am offering a 50-minute Calm Mama strategy session. On that call, you and I get to talk about how things truly are right now, and you are going to express to me one or two things that you are really struggling with, and I will give you practical, tangible things that you can start implementing today, and I'll give you some mindset shifts that will support you along the journey. And if you and I both feel like there's more work to be done and you are interested in further support, I can share with you about my coaching program. My friend, my program is 100% money back guarantee. You either get the results or a full refund at week 12. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Last night, I was at the beach with my family. And as I was at the beach, I got a notification on my phone about a mama who is interested in Calm Christian Mom coaching program. I am so thrilled to get on the call with her next week and to listen to her story, to give her hope for transformation. I just had 3 mamas that joined Calm Christian Mom coaching program in June, and one of them is a stay-at-home mom of 3 little kids. Her husband and her ended up applying for a new credit card, interest-free, so she can join my coaching program. I had another mama who is at home with her 3 kids as well, who did a consultation call with me back in the winter time and then chose to pause for a little bit and then ended up enrolling in my coaching program this summer because things got so bad and she was in a place where she's like, I am ready and willing to do the work. No more. I don't want to be in a place like that. And another brand new mama that literally found me through the website, and she Googled live coaching for angry Christian moms. And she saw my website and she was able to resonate so much with what said. And she decided to enroll in the Calm Christian Mom coaching program because the relationship with her kids are strained right now. There has been damage that has been done because of the hurtful things that were said during anger. And she's in a place right now where she's like, I am ready. I am ready to start working on myself. My kids still live at home and I want to transform the way that I show up for them. So I want to invite you, if you are in a place where you are 10 out of 10 ready and you're like, no more, I want to join these mamas. I want to be part of this group. Right now, I have 11 mamas in my coaching program. If you want to join these mamas and be part of this group as well, to be supported week after week, to have a step-by-step process, you know exactly what to work on each week, to have that ongoing support and Monday through Friday access to me where you can literally message me and be like, hey, I'm having a really hard day today with my kids. I don't know how to reset. I don't know what to do. I am so lost in guilt and shame and remorse. I just lost my cool. Give me some guidance. Give me the next steps. I am here with you along every step of the way. Your transformation is guaranteed. And if you reach week 12 and you do not reach the goals that you set for yourself in the beginning of the coaching program, you get a full refund. You have absolutely nothing, like nothing to lose. You either get the results or you get a full refund. My friend, what is the cost of you staying stuck where you are right now? What is the cost of that? The cost of your relationships with your kids? The cost of your marriage? Because of your anger? Don't let anger ruin your life. God can help you through this. It might be worth it to take the next scary step and say, hey, I need help. Please help me. Give me the steps. Hold me accountable and support me along the journey. And that is why God put me on this path. And I cannot wait to connect with you. The next step right now this summer is to book a Calm Mama strategy sessions so you can try out my coaching. And then if you want more further support, you can enroll into Calm Christian Mom coaching program. The details how to connect with me are in the show notes. I cannot wait to support you and work alongside you to transform your motherhood and see how God can change your life inside out. The details are in the show notes. Let's connect soon. Hey mama, do you find yourself snapping over the smallest things, like spilled milk or constant whining, then feeling horrible afterwards? If you're tired of losing your temper and you want to show up with more patience, I have something for you. It's a free training called How to Be More Patient with Your Kids so you're not screaming over spilled milk. Inside, I'll walk you through 10 simple things you can start doing today to become a calmer, more Christ-like mom, even on the hard days. To get it for free, just leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and send a screenshot to hello@emotionallyhealthylegacy.com. Or if you'd rather skip the wait, you can grab it right now for just $27. The link is in the show notes. Let's help you become the peaceful, patient mom your kids need.